Hello everyone, today I've got the Abloy Sentry and I'm going to pick it and then we'll talk about it. I'll be quiet with this one, so I want to concentrate with this one because it seems to be like 5 discs I can get feedback. In 5 discs I can hardly get any feedback, so I want to concentrate on them discs and I'll explain everything. So the first thing I want to do is set this bottom disc because it's got like a disc blocking system that stops regular picks from getting in and picking them. In theory this lock should be a dollar pick, but really is a tricky lock. It's the feedback's so subtle on some of the discs. See, I work on Australian Padlock key bin. So, and there's the picking tip I'm using, thin as anything, and Sparrow's tensioner with the RWB pick. Right, get that in there, set that disc fast. Right, so I've got that set, I'm happy with that one. So all the way to the very beginning, and then we'll crack on to the picking. See that little click? Some of these have got false gates and some of them haven't. The false gates are not really effective on these, to be honest. Go picked, but that took, I've got to admit, I've lost count how many turns it took to get to that level, you know what I mean, to this point. It's a very, very hard lock to pick, and it took me probably weeks just on and off getting the picking right, you know what I mean, but I've got it. Like I say, it wasn't a lock I just got the last few days and learned to pick it straight away. I had to make the picking tip. The first picking tip I made was that picking tip, and it snapped. And there's other picking tip, and the picking tips are a pain in the arse to make as well, but can't see it, I was snapped there. And that picking tip was actually great because it was fatter. That one was too little, so it was getting the picking tips there right as well, which I will show you here. I can get the pick out. And that is, I had to go for Axar blade because it was a bit more wider. The injector pin just wasn't cutting it good enough, so that's how thin it was. That's a Sparrow's tensioner. So anyway, let's get this thing gutted. We'll go utilities, Australia, and there's Australian utility stamp. It's got ADA District 1. I'm thinking Adelaide or something like that. There, see it? So, right. So very, very tricky lock to pick. Let's keep that thingy. Let's get this thing gutted. That's me kids. Kids playing on the PlayStation. Excuses. That's kids for you. See, fully picked sidebar there. Anti-drill. Just get this out first. That is the disc blocking system. Just mark them. And we'll get these in. Like I say, the false gates on these not really great, that good, tell you the truth. Like I say, it took us ages because it was like 5 discs I could get feedback on and 5 discs I couldn't get feedback on, so it was just, I wasn't just getting any feedback, and in the end I was using heavy tension. So I was going to make a bottom tensioner for it, but I'll show you the reason why I couldn't make a bottom tensioner, because the front disc it's got any room for any tubing to go down on. And I thought myself the bottom tensioner would give us better feedback. And then I realised that the first disc you can't get any tubing down, because the tubing I use is blunt needles. They're called blunt needles, you get them in all different gauges. And I couldn't get a gauge that fitted. And there's the little weird, there's your core there, the spring on the bottom. And you get this, like, that's what you've got to set. So that silver disc there, you've got to set them too. They've got a different pattern from the rest of the discs. Right, definitely a tricky one, took us ages to get to that point. Give us a look, and then we'll show you ones with false gates. When the false gates are ineffective, they're really no good. So this one, no, it hasn't got false gates. Only a couple of them have got false gates on for some strange reason. There, as you can see there, the camera, see the false gates, they're not even like false gates really. You do get a little click off them when you use heavy tension, but not much. It just goes straight into the true gate. But look at this, that's what I mean with it. If I can get a grip of it. As you can see there, that's how much room you've got. There's just no tubing that will fit down there to get a bottom tension. That's how this fits onto the blocking system here. Fits onto the blocking system here. And that's how much gap you've got to manoeuvre the pick through. And you can see there about that. You're not getting any tubing into that one. So anyway, there we'll go anyway. And there you go. There's your Sentry, Abloy Sentry, picked and gutted. And I'll have some more hardcore Abloys to pick, like I say. I only started picking about a year and a half ago, distant tinners. I never thought I'd get to this stage, but I have. And it's a very rewarding when you actually get one of these bad boys open. So anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Try.